good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a lovely weekend. I am back home. I've had an amazing visit down to Clacton, down to Totally Beads this week, catching up on lots of work that we haven't been able to do over the last 4 or 5 months or so. So it's been super productive. I'm back home now, ready to start designing it all and getting everything ready for upcoming TV shows and Facebook Lives. So as you know, we are going to continue for the foreseeable future. So we've got lots of things to show you. Today I am going to be using spacer beads and spacer bars. So stretch elastic bracelets. I'm going to show you our flat elastic and also our round elastic, so a jelly cord that you would probably be used to using. And we've got some amazing bead bundles as well as the bars. So I'll show you the bars once I turn the camera down. I'm going to be using some lovely crystals, some pearls, and they're all available on the website. I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody before I turn you down. Hi Mandy, good morning Antida. Hi Chris, morning Kitty. Hi Lucy, Maxine, Marcia, Karen, Edward. Joanne says, haven't managed to watch these lives for a while. Welcome back, Joanne. Hope you enjoy today. Good morning, Doris. Yes, back home. Had a little productive day. Well, last night really. It took me hours to get home, so I was home late afternoon, tidied up the place, got the dog back as well, so he's happy in his basket. Good morning, Judith. Hi, Marie, Bernie, Anne, Natalie, loving the Facebook Lives. Thank you so much. Edward, we're good, thank you. How are you this morning? All good here. Good morning, Pamela. Hi, Margaret. Lovely. Got lots of you on here already. So, stretch elastic. If you have any questions, please do let me know during the live. Now, I haven't got my faithful assistant here today. It's just me. But Kitty is online and she will be answering the questions as we go as well, because I'll probably get distracted when I'm beading. So, a few bundles that we've got available today. I'm going to show you very quickly in case you haven't got these already and you want to bob off and go and have a little look. If you go onto the Totally Beads website, you'll see that we've got a Facebook tutorial section. Hi Chris, Angela, Sandra, good morning. Hi Sue. So lots of you on here. Some of you will have seen these bundles before and you will have already bought them. We know lots and lots of you have these. So I want to keep using them so that you can have different takes on how to use the beads as well. So this is my 10-string bundle. These are the 6x8mm rondelles, and I'm going to use these in a really special bracelet today. So all 10 strands. Now this is normally £25. It's $14.99. Excuse me, keep looking away. I'm looking at my computer screen so I get the right prices for you. So these are down to $14.99. So it's amazing value for money. I can't remember what we used these for before. We had a different tutorial that I was showing you, but we've used them over the last few months in quite a few of our makes, but we know there's new people joining us all the time as well. Now, to accompany this today in my rather fancy bracelet that I'm going to be showing you, I am using the 6x8s, but I'm also using the 3x4s as well. So they're colour matching. I've picked out some lovely little crystals that are the same colours. Again, this is a bundle of 10 strings. It should be £25. That's down to $14.99. So amazing value for money. Let me know if you already have some of these bundles as well and what you've been using them on. And then a great one for your stretch elastic, especially the flat elastic, and I'm going to show you how to use that today, is our 40 strand pearl bundle. Now we've done this in lots of different sizes because there are so many different uses for them. This is, I can't even hold them all, there's so many. You get 40 strands, and as you can see, they're amazing value for money. Doris is saying she used them in the chainmail type bracelet, something like that. I used them. Do you know what? I think you're right. I think I did. When we did, is it called Alice maybe? The chainmail bracelet. So 40 strands of our pearls. Now these are the 4mm ones that I'm using. Normally £50 down to $34.99. We've got them in lots of different sizes. Now, if you want a bit of colour in your life today, it was beautiful and sunny when I woke up. It's now really dull. I've got all the lights on in the house. So if you want a bit of extra colour, and this is probably still in my car. Sorry, Kitty. I couldn't find my speckle beads. It's either in my car or it's sat in the middle island in the warehouse. Can't remember which one. This is our speckle bead bundle. So we've also had that on 36 strands. So if these bracelets are something that you want to do, it's nice and easy, very quick to use, super effective as well as a quick make, great for gifts and for selling because they're one size fits all. The speckle bead bundle, you will see it on the link in the description to the video. You can head over to the website and have a look at that. Normally £45 down to £29.99, so amazing value. A few extra things that I'm going to use today are our spacer bars. I'm going to turn you down so that I can show you those, and Kitty's putting up lovely little links to everything as well. Have you got flat elastic in stock yet? And yes, I believe it is. I'll get Kitty to link that through as well. Lucy says, yep, I've got all these bundles. I am a bit addicted. You are, Lucy. You're doing an amazing job with all your jewellery. Okay, so I'm going to turn you down. Let's have a little look. Now, I've been raiding the warehouse, as you know, over the last week, and I found these little beauties. Have a look at these. These are beautiful spacer bars that we can use in so many different things, but I wanted to show you. These are only £1 for 2 pieces. Now they're 39mm in length. They've got beautiful rhinestones down the middle, but look at the hearts on the edges. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, Camille says, Curly's in his basket. Yes, Camille, I've got your little mate back. He was super cuddly yesterday. I think he's loving being at home. He had a little holiday at his granny and granddad's for the week, so he's home now and settled in his bed, back into our normal routine. He loves going and seeing my mum and dad, and they love him. They spoil him rotten, which is lovely. Okay, so our spacer bars, I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a little stack of bracelets using these. Only £1 for 2 pieces. I think it's amazing value for money. And when you're using pearls like these, just to have something like this in the very middle just really lifts your bracelets. And Patricia's saying she has the speckle beads and they're absolutely beautiful. They really are, aren't they? So I'm going to use this one first of all with our flat elastic, and then I'm also going to show you a beautiful range of crosses that I found in a similar style. So they don't have hearts on the side, they are just circles. Now you could either bead through these horizontally, or you can bead vertically because they have holes all the way along. And we've got some amazing colours. The rhinestones, we've got a silver and black, a gold and crystal, a silver and crystal AB, and also the silver with the crystal rhinestones. Now, they make amazing stretch elastic bracelets. Have a look at this one. So you can actually create rows through vertically, or like I said, horizontally. Now, one I was hoping to make last night, but I didn't get round to it. I'm going to do it and pop it up on my Instagram and Facebook pages. What I wanted to do, if crosses aren't your thing, if you get 2 of them, now these are £1.75 each. They are amazing value for money. If you had 2 of them in the same colour and you didn't want to use them as a cross, I'm going to make a bracelet and actually use them to create a little feature like so. So I'm going to use my stretch elastic, and I'm going to bead them together in the centre. Now, when you use them in this way, if they were the same colour, it looks nice with both colours, but you sort of get this really beautiful pattern. And I think as a feature in the middle of a bracelet, it's going to be quite wide, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to make something like this with them. So it's just another take on something. Crosses might not be your thing, but it's a really nice way to use them to start creating some fabulous shapes. This would make a beautiful section on a necklace, or of course you can use it on a bracelet with stretch elastic. I'm going to keep the techniques nice and simple today because tomorrow we are doing a beautiful intricate pattern using our hematite lace bracelet. So I'm going to try and, vary the technique so we've got something for everybody. Now, in my jewellery kit, and you will find in my jewellery plier set, which I know lots of you have, and thank you so much for that, I included a tube, and you've got 3 of these really long easy eye needles. An easy eye needle, the entire body of the needle opens up. You can take your flat elastic or your threads, whatever medium you're working on, and that's that ready to pick up all of my beads. So First of all, what I'm going to do is actually just thread on some of my pearls. I'm using the 4mm pearls here, and I'm going to create a lovely little easy stack of bracelets. 2 of the bracelets are just going to be with the pearls, and one of them I'm going to add on our beautiful little rhinestone spacer bar. So because in our pearl bundle you actually get 40 strands, I thought I'll make the pearl spacer bracelet in a lighter colour, and then I'm going to just make 2 really simple stretch elastic bracelets using 2 of the darker, more sort of purple pearls. I'll show you them in a minute. I'm using this beautiful sort of icy blue, it's almost grey, and then depending on what colours you put it with, of course it's going to either take on more grey tones, more blue tones. It's just a really lovely set, and you'll see how easy threading on the pearls onto my stretch elastic is. So they go all the way down to the bottom of my easy eye needle and then straight onto my elastic, and I'll just pull that tail through and we're on. So it's a great way of being able to thread smaller beads on your elastic. If you didn't have an easy eye needle, you can just put either some glue or clear nail varnish. I use clear nail varnish a lot on my threads because it just dries so quickly, and it tends to not be as brittle as some of the glues as well. You can actually just put a little bit of that on an inch or 2 at the end of your elastic. Once that hardens, you can cut it into a fine little needle-like point, and that will give you a bit of a needle to start working with. Now, the spacer bars are hollow, the same with the crosses. If I bring these in, so you've got, like I said, the beautiful hearts on the side of these. On the crosses, it's circles, but they are vertically and horizontally through, and also all the way through the middle. So if you wanted to do something like a triple row, so I'm going to do a single row with this one, but the crosses will allow you to do triples. You can obviously bead all the way through, and in your center, it's going to go all the way along, just like I'm about to with this one. So I've added on some of my pearls. I'm then going to take my easy eye needle, and I'm going to just go all the way through, and because my needle is so long, it's just really nice and simply going to thread right the way through, and again straight onto my elastic. So you can see it's really easy to work with and great value for money as well. And then I'm just going to size up onto my wrist how much of it I actually need. The spacer bars have a beautiful curve in them, so they sit so nicely on top of your wrist. I'm just going to bring these 2 strands together, and as you can see, I've got space for a few more pearls. So I'm probably going to add on, let's say, another 4 or 5. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make these to fit my mum. These are her colours. So let's add on a few more. And like I said, they sit so beautifully just on top of your wrist because they've got that lovely curve. A lot of the time, some of the spacer bars are quite flat, and you just don't quite get the right finish on it. So they've got this beautiful curve, allowing it to sit beautifully on your wrist, and it just makes it part of your bracelet so easily. And stretch elastic is a simple medium to work with. I'm going to show you how to tie a surgeon's knot to finish it off. What is flat elastic? How do I know whether that is the elastic I already have? Okay, so this flat elastic, it's more like a floss, and it is, as the name would suggest, flat. So for things like some of the weaving projects where we're using cabochons, shaped beads, even seed beads, the flat elastic is absolutely perfect for that. And we did have it in a few different colours as well. This is just one of the bigger spools that we have of the white. So that's going to make it, it's more of a floss. Now, when I start using my other elastic in a minute, which is my round elastic, which I can't quite lay my hands on, here it is. With your jelly cord elastic, you can see that they are more see-through. You can also get them in different colours, but it's a gel cord as opposed to more of a floss. Now, these are great if you are using smaller beads. I would recommend that you use your jelly cord, so a round clear elastic if you're using heavier beads, and I'm going to get onto that one in a minute. So for something like this will be perfect. My beads are quite small, so I want a small hole to be able to put those into. I'm just going to add a few more beads so this fits, Mum. This can be my little thank you for having the dog for the week. Adding on a few more beads, and then we'll tie the knot. So when you're using smaller beads, like I said about your shaped beads, we've got some beautiful, I think they're called next generation bracelets from the top of my head. Kitty has some beautiful woven bracelet designs. We use the flat elastic for that because it will sink down into the beads. It's not going to be visible. When you start getting up to sort of like a 1 millimeter thickness jelly cord, your knots are going to be too large to be hiding in seed beads and pearls. Okay, so this will probably do for the length, and I'm just going to tie a surgeon's knot. So it's a great way to finish your elastic no matter what elastic you are using. I think a few people were asking maybe about glue. Natalie's saying use clear nail polish. Yeah, absolutely. I use clear nail polish all the time. Okay, so I'm going to use a surgeon's, a reef knot first of all, and then we'll turn it into a surgeon's knot. So I'm going to take my left strand and place that over my right and tie that through. So just like you would tying a normal knot, tying your shoelaces, anything like that. And then I'm going to take my right strand and place it over the left. So that's a reef knot, left over right, right over left. And with a reef knot, it gives you a really great knot, great for macrame and things like that as well, because when it's pulled apart, it's super strong. But if you squash it together, it will come undone. So obviously I don't want this to come undone. So I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot. So I take my reef knot where I have this lovely little circle before I pull it down tightly. I'm just going to take my tail and I'm going to wrap it around that circle 2 to 3 times. And that is going to give me that reinforcement that I need in my reef knot to make sure that it doesn't come undone. Okay, now you might see that some of these pearls, some of your beads might try and jump into that circle. So just make sure you keep an eye on them before you pull your knot down, making sure that you've got no gaps and none of those pearls are jumping into that knot. So I've got no gaps around my bracelet. Check that before you pull it tightly. I'm pulling my center of my circle tightly first. And then I'm going to pull this top bit down as well. Now with your knots, they always have a bite. So it will probably come undone until it's tight enough that you really get that finish on it. So I'm just pulling the body of my bracelet apart slightly just to sink that knot in, but you'll see that that will give you a little gap. And to tighten that up, you'll then just pull the tops and you can feel it all tighten together. Now, that's going to give me a great knot, and the pearls are quite small, so I might even be able to get away with hiding that. Now, if you want it completely hidden, do your knot up here next to your bracelet bar. Now, I wanted to do that this morning, but it's not easy to show you the knot next to the bracelet bar. So I wanted to show you this down here so that you could visibly see what it's like tying that with beads. Obviously, this will be visible in my bracelet. I'll remake it for Mum so that she's got it hidden up by her bracelet bar. But if you don't have a bracelet bar in them, you can then re-thread your elastic straight back onto your needle, and you can take your tail away from that knot and you can go through a few more beads. This way, do you remember in all our weaving projects, we always say, never leave your tails or cut your tails right next to a knot, because that's going to be a weaker point. So especially with stretch elastic, because you're going to be wearing it and it's going to be pulled a lot of the time, you want to make sure that your tails are further away. So I'm going to then take my other tail, I've just cut from the spool, pop that back on, and I'm going to take that tail further away as well. So just remember, if you're using your bracelet bars, tie your knots next to those because you will be able to hide them in there. Or a bigger bead if you're varying the sizes of beads that you're using in your bracelets. And if you're just doing a beaded one, then this is the most effective way to hide those knots. So I've pulled my tails all the way through my bracelet. I'm just going to tighten it up because where I've added my needle through, and you can see that now it's almost invisible. This is my knot in here, and this is where I would put my clear nail polish. So a nice bit of polish on there to actually strengthen that up. And oh, look, there we go. I've now pulled it and it has sunk down into my pearls. So it's just here, just sticking out of that pearl. Once I've put some clear nail polish on that, you can pull it, hide that, and you will have a completely invisible knot on your bracelet. Okay, so it will give you a really lovely finish. And then when you pop that on, you've got your bracelet bar that's going to sit beautifully on the top of your wrist. Now, I would finish this off by making 2 other bracelets, and I'm going to bring in one of my deeper blues, almost a purple, and then you can wear all 3 of those all together, and it's going to give you a beautiful stack of bracelets, 3 individuals, and you could either wear them all together or you could wear them separately as well. Mina says, so simple but elegant. Yeah, absolutely. This is a super quick make, and I think your bracelet bars just lift it and give it, like you say, that beautiful elegance as well. These would be ideal for gifts, of course, because it's pretty much one size fits all. Okay, so Mina says, I use clear nail varnish, but not got any problems as make a lot of elastic bracelets. Yeah, I find it really simple and easy to use. It doesn't dry as brittle as a super glue and things like that. So I find that it just gives you that little bit more flexibility. And with super glue and things like that, if you get any of the glue on the beads, it tends to dry very white as well, which I don't like as a finish. So the clear varnish will work perfectly for it. What size are the pearls? I'm using the 4mm pearl bundle today for that one. This is slightly larger. This is using our size 6s. And as I said, you've got those beautiful crosses in there as well. So this is effectively 3 different stretch elastic bracelets, but you can hide those knots in some of the bars. Go and check out the bracelet bars on our website, because you can just add these lovely little details. So rather than having 3 individual ones, you can bring them all together by enclosing it in here. And I'm going to show this one as well. Oh, I've seen my mum has just joined. Mum, you missed out. I've made you a bracelet just in your colours. Made it a little bit bigger for my wrist, so hopefully it will fit you, and you've got a nice little bracelet stash coming your way at some point. Marie says, can imagine these pearls for bridesmaid presents. Yeah, absolutely. Flower girls, bridesmaid gifts, they would be absolutely gorgeous. Now, some of the other spacer bars that we actually have that you can use with exactly the same technique that I've just shown you. There are so many, I couldn't possibly bring them all to show you, but we also have little ones like these. They are more in a sort of antiqued finish. They've got this beautiful diamante through the centre of them as well. Cindy saying timeless. Yeah, absolutely. And they have 2 holes running through them. So you can also use these to create some really lovely effects, and it just lifts your stretch elastic bracelets. Simple techniques, using the most of our pearl bundles, and you can create some really beautiful designs that will just give you a little bit of a lift to your stretch elastic. Oh, Mum says, oh, lovely, sorry, I was baking for the barbecue. Lovely. My mum and all of our neighbours, they live in a new build. Well, I say new builds, they've been in there 2 years. Yesterday, I think it was, they were saying. So they're having a little street, socially distant, street barbecue today, which is lovely, and Mum's baking cakes for them all, which is great. Enjoy, Mum. Have a nice time. Okay, so another connector bar that you may see, and if you've seen any and you're not sure how to work with them, then please do let me know, and I will try and give you some inspiration. These are the kind of things that a lot of people say, oh, I just don't know what to do with them. And we have so many different styles on the Totally Beads website, so I'm going to show you how to use these. Now, these are a beautiful antique silver connector. They have 2 holes. So running left and right on these. These are 20mm. So I'm going to show you how we can make something really elegant with these. Now on one side, you just have a flat bar. On the other side of these, it's got slightly raised edge. So the bracelet that I'm about to show you and make with you is going to be double-sided as well. So it can give you, I don't know, maybe a daytime look, maybe an evening look. You can mix and match. Now for these, remember I said I'm going to use my rondelles. So, oops, sorry, camera wobble. I'm going to use my smaller 2x3, the 2x3 rondelles, yes, and then my larger 6x8s, and I'm alternating them. So I've cut 2 lengths of my jelly cord. So this is the other stretch elastic that we use. Let's get rid of that one there. The 2 different stretch elastics that we use. Use a thicker jelly cord or just a jelly cord if you are using heavier beads. So our glass pearls aren't heavy. They are going to be perfect for just an individual or maybe even a triple strand. These ones... Oh, Angela says she's hurt her ankle, so she's sitting making lavender beaded flowers, loving the Facebook Lives. Oh, Angela, I hope you feel better soon, but I'm glad you've got a bit of craft to distract you from the pain as well. Hope you're okay. And I hope you're loving the lavender as well. I've got a few new flowers to make soon, so I'm going to be getting on with that over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so I've picked this beautiful teal colour. Let me show you them on the strands so that you can see them. So they are from 2 of our bundles, but like Lucy said, I know a lot of you have these. Camille says they look like posh ladders. Yeah, wait till you see what I do with this in a second. It's amazing. So I've got this beautiful sort of teal green finish, and I've picked from my bundles the larger and the smaller in the same colour. Catherine says, loving this. I feel some beading coming along today. Haven't done any in ages. Catherine, I'm so glad I've got your beading mojo back for you. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see. But stretch elastic, if you haven't been beading for a while, whether that be because you're new to it or whether you just haven't found any time, stretch elastic is such a good way, especially if you're going to do something like this, because it's nice and simple. You can do a nice quick make, but still very effective. And then that might just give you that little bit of confidence, little bit of inspiration back, and then you can start moving on to some more intricate projects. Maybe it's been because you've been too busy and all that sort of thing. It's a great way to get back into it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I've cut 2 lengths of my stretch elastic, and I'm adding a small rondelle on one side and a bar, small rondelle and a bar. And where I'm using a small on the right, I'm going to use a large on the left. And I'm using sets of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've added all of these on. Now I will swap on this side to adding on a large rondelle and another bar. Now you can either do 1 strand at a time, or you can do them together like I'm doing here. On these ones, just make sure if you've got any that have a pattern on one side or the other. My flat side is on the bottom, and on this side you can see I've got the raised edges up here. Raised edges on top, and I'm going to come through like so. I'm going to do one more section of this. Now these little spacers, these are the antique silver metallic connectors in 20mm, and they're 2 holes. With these ones you get 20 in a pack. They're only £1.50. So I would suggest you get 2 packs, because 20 isn't quite enough to make an entire bracelet like I'm doing here. So if you want to do this one, then you will need to get 2 packs, which is going to give you 40, which will be probably too much for a bracelet, but just enough to be able to make one long enough. And I'm going to show you this design in a minute when I pull this together. Some of you may already know what it's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4... and then 1 more. Again, just making sure I'm adding those ridges facing up. That's my 5th one. And then I'm going to use the other side and just add on my smaller ones. So I tend to add on one side first of all, and then my smaller ones, because then my bracelet bar is already in place. And then I'm just going to lift up that bar and go through with my elastic. and pull that in. Margaret says, my sewing is on the back burner. I find I'm beading lots more and learning so much. Thank you both. Margaret, you're more than welcome. Sometimes you just need that little bit of inspiration, don't you? And like we say, so many of you will watch and then think, oh yeah, I'd really like to just sit and do a bit of beading. I find it so calming, which is really lovely. And if you can just find that little bit of time a day, just to take that, you know, I mean, for these ones, it could be a 15-20 minute make, not even. If you can just find that little bit of downtime, I just find that it's keeping us a little bit mindful at the moment. Just that little bit of relaxation and hopefully a distraction from the crazy world at the moment. And it's great for your mental health because it's just keeping you creative and keeping your hands and your mind busy. Okay, so I think I've got enough here now to show you what's going to happen. Leanne says, question, is there a big difference between flat and stretch elastic for these bracelets? Yeah, so if you pop back to the beginning of the video, I just explained the two. A flat elastic is great for using with smaller beads, seed beads, shaped beads, so you can actually do weaving with stretch elastic. Check out our next generation bracelet kits because they are the flat elastic. With your heavier beads, larger pearls, crystals, glass beads, particularly probably the speckle beads if you're going to put a few of those in, like the bundle we've got today, and using a lot of metal bars, you're going to need something stronger. Excuse me, you're going to need something stronger, so you'll use your jelly cord, your round elastic. Got hiccups coming. Okay, so because I have alternated the sizes of beads that I am using, when I pull these tightly, and I'm going to try and do it so that I can create it here. When I pull it tightly, can you see I get this amazing wave through my bracelet? It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try and pull all four of these together without losing anything so that I can just pop it on my wrist and you can see. So it gives you a really lovely wave, a really elegant finish. The answer is gotcha. Thanks for answering. You are more than welcome. A really elegant wave and a lovely finish to bracelet bars that ordinarily, or spacer bars, that ordinarily you would think, oh, you know, I don't want to use them. They're quite flat. You want something a little bit elegant. That is going to give you a really beautiful finish. And then we will just tie two individual bracelets together. So I will take my top row and create exactly the same knot that I have just shown you on your elastic. I'm just going to try and pull this tightly so that I can hold it all together. You'll just create two little sections. Lost one, that's why. Tie your top set together first of all, and then your bottom set. And then if you rotate that and flip it over, you'll also get the flat section on the bottom as well. Sue says, oh wow. Francis says, that's absolutely gorgeous. Lorna says, well, that's amazing. Love it. Yeah. Could you use tiger tail to make the design into a necklace? Yes, you absolutely could. So I just wanted to show you something nice and simple with stretch elastic today because we are weaving with rather small beads tomorrow. Hope you can join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Oh, Debbie says, sorry I'm late, just cooking a roast dinner for my son to take home. Debbie, what an amazing mum. Oh, that's so sweet. But I'm glad you can join us. You can always go and catch up on the rest of the video afterwards once we upload it as well. What size bead bundle would you use to make the ladder bracelet, please? So I'm actually using a mixture of two. If you don't want to go for a big bundle, of course you can go and find them on the website as individual strands, but the bundles are such phenomenal value for money, and we're going to be using them over several of our projects over the next month or so. Oh, Diana says, gorgeous. My little daughter just said, oh, that's so pretty. Oh, lovely. I'm glad you love it. I love it. And I love that sort of last finishing touch when you see it all come together. So these are the bundles that I'm using for my ladder bracelet. I've got my 6x8 millimeter rondelles. You get 10 strands. It's normally 50 down to 30 £29.99 off the top of my head. Haven't got my screen open anymore, but Kitty has put up links to all of these. And then I am also using the smaller 3x2s as well. And as you can see, the two of them just work so beautifully together. The great thing is with the bundle, if you add in your little, I love that we're calling this the ladder one now as well. If you add in your little ladder connectors, you're going to be able to make so many of them. You get 20 per pack. I would suggest adding in a few. I've actually got more than 20 in here now, and that is enough for me. I had my 40 and I've got all of these left over. So if you do wear, I know we always joke about how piddly my wrists are. Tiny little twiglet wrists. If you want to have a larger size, then these are going to give you more than enough to be able to use those as well. Lovely. So four very different takes on your bracelets. A quick recap for those who have just joined us. I've tied the surgeon's knot at the very beginning of the video. You can go back and have a look at those. So you can use your bracelet bars and connector bars to create lovely little woven effects. Just play around with the shapes of the beads and the sizes. We've also got our lovely 2-hole connectors. So if you fancy something a little bit simpler, we've got these. These also make really great components for your necklaces and earrings. A lovely way to make full sets of jewelry using these. And you can also alternate them if you wanted to do little doubles. These are the kind of things that I would suggest just spill out onto your bead mat and just have a little play with shapes and patterns that you can create. So this would be 3 rows, because you can see you can actually add those in through the very center. You want to cross over those holes. So you'll have one on the outside, one through the middle, and another one on the outside as well. Lots of different takes on them. Or you can go for very simple. We've got our beautiful crosses today as well, in the crystal AB, the crystal, the black, and then of course the gold as well. So you can bead through these vertically or horizontally. And just like I said, if crosses aren't your thing, start thinking outside of the box. I'm going to make one like this so that I can show you how else you can use them as well. So you can create things like this. I mean, if you went for lots of them, you could start creating some really funky little shapes. This, I think, would be beautiful as a main feature in a necklace. And of course, you can bead all the way down through them as well. Same colour, and I think they would look absolutely beautiful. And then, what was the first one that we did? Oh, yes, our beautiful rhinestone connector bars. And I'm going to finish this off and create a lovely little set and just do 3 individual bracelets that you could then wear on their own or as a stack as well. Tina's saying you could make matching earrings with the leftovers. Absolutely, there's lots in there, so you could make full sets of jewellery. Lorna says, had my beading pick me up now, back to boring housework and to bead again later. Lorna, I have exactly the same thing to do. I've got a bit more work to do to get ready for this week's TV shows. So I'm going to be here on Monday and Tuesday. So Monday, tomorrow, we're going to be doing my hematite woven lace bracelets. I know lots of you have had the kits. We have launched them on the website and on TV before. I'm going to be taking you through those. We'll have a PDF available to buy and also some lovely kits as well. So you'll get everything. I'm going to be using size 11 and 15 seed beads. We've also got some 4mm bicones in there. I think it's been a while since I made them. Might even be smaller rondelles actually. And then also the gorgeous hematite drums. So that's a beautiful mixed media one tomorrow using lots of different shaped beads. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be using hematite donuts. We're going to be making necklaces. You could always mix and match the 2 days. Tomorrow's going to be weaving. Tuesday will be threading. And then on Wednesday, I am going to be back on TV. So we do Create and Craft TV shows. That will be Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We've got oh no, it's not. I'm not on telly this week. We moved it. We're not on now until the 8th. That's right, they've shifted our show. So we're going to be on the 8th. I'll get my head around what's going on this week. I'm still a bit foggy-headed from this week and all of our planning. But Kitty will be with you on Wednesday. Thank you so much, learning so much. Not beaded like this before. Oh, thank you, Dee. Really hope it inspires you. And you can get on your beading journey and get your mojo back as well. Oh, Marie's replying to someone, same as me. In fact, my beads are demanding to be sent back because they're so unloved as the mojo has gone on holiday. Oh, Marie, I'm sorry you've lost your mojo. Hopefully over this week, there are a few things that are going to inspire you to get back into your beading. So I will see you all in the morning. I'm off to do all my my housework now as well, catch up on a week's worth. But enjoy your day, whatever you are doing. Plus your crazy time together, Natalie. Yes, we're a bit mad individually. When we're together, it's just doubly mad. Poor Simon, I'm glad he can have a rest this week from us. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Hope you've enjoyed your stretch elastic bracelets. A little bit of a sophisticated take on some very simple techniques. You don't always have to be really intricate and advanced to be able to make beautiful jewellery. So thank you all so much. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Stay safe. Love to you all.